Hey guys, Dark Humility here, with one final fight attempt on our hardcore solo self-found project for Season 11. We've attempted both a summon and a rabies druid kill on Tier 1 Dclone, to no effect. One turned into a wolf, one turned into a bear. The ravens just had too many problems dealing damage to Dclone's minions. They just didn't have enough plus skills, which is a problem with getting plus skill corruptions on SSF. There's only so many you can get or so many you can find, which is definitely an issue. But then, of course, there was also rabies that killed the minions pretty well, but Dclone wasn't really going down. So what I'm going to attempt here is a bit of a lower health option, which is a lot more risky. But we're going to try to kill him with Volcano. Now, Volcano can do quite a bit of damage to both Dclone and minions. However, you don't get really the security of being transformed into a shapeshift form. So if you hit 0 HP, you hit 0 HP, and you die. So that's kind of how that works. So, but here we did create a druid. So I'm going to very quickly go over our attempt here, and, well, this might be our first death since the normal Diablo death at the very beginning of this project 3 months ago. But if it is, it is, and it's the final chapter of our bossing attempts with what we've been able to find and corrupt this season. At any rate, just ignore the mercenary. Mercenary is not a thing in these pinnacle fights. I think they just delete the mercenary now at this point. I mean, there's no... mercenary doesn't do anything anyway. It would just die even if it didn't. Let's go over the stats and the skills and the gear real quick. So enough strength to wear the gear, rest into vitality, and then 90 fire res. Cold res does help against some of the earlier Nova waves as well. We also have some cold absorb, but that's about it. And we also have some lightning res. We have fire res, so we got the 90 fire res. We've got, you don't need overcapped in Dclones, so that's good. There's no like lower resist or anything. You are going to want damage reduction though. You don't need block, by the way. However, what is interesting is that block would help against the minions to some extent, but it's not really worth it because there's just too much damage from other sources. And on a caster, you can just run around and not get hit. At any rate, we do have 42% damage reduction in 25 flat, and we also have 33% elemental pierce, which is not bad. We do have some cast rate, but cast rate's not very important on a skill for the most part, because Volcano is a cooldown ability. FHR is really nice though, so we do hit the 63 FHR breakpoint. And plus skills being pretty important, we are at 46, so that's not bad, just overall. We have max Oak Sage and max Volcano and synergies. Of course, we're also going to have Armageddon. Armageddon might help against the minions, assuming we make it that far and just fall flat on our face. But no matter what, it'll be an interesting time to see how this performs and if we just end up dying like a fool. But either way, it'll be pretty fun. I did put one into Werebear because I was testing like how much life I would have with it, but you can't cast Volcano in Werebear form, so there are certain skills you can cast, like summons, and then there's other skills, like elemental skills, you cannot cast. I think there's some elemental skills you can cast, though. Like, for instance, you can cast Hurricane. It's kind of weird. Like, they allow you to cast some. Like, I think Armageddon and Hurricane are okay, but Volcano is not. So, a lot of people don't really realize that, but there's actually some things you can and can't cast. But the goal, though, is to test a Tier 1 Dclone kill. Now, we've killed Dclone many times in Tier 0. We have one video up on my YouTube here of killing him with the summon version of this character. But yeah. At any rate, we have some gear. You might recognize a lot of it from the Ellie Druid demo, the mapping demo. But truth be told, you also might recognize some of it from the Dclone kill as well. So we have that Vex, Ohm, Arcane's Valor, we have the Raven Lore, we have the Earthshaker with Res Jewels, we have the Raven Lore with Fire Res Jewels. We have the Ellie skill Ami. This one's got Vitality, so I have a slightly different one there. And this is a Life Puzzle Boxed Storm Shield with higher DR. So I ended up getting one with higher DR because otherwise, man, it's really such a shame we don't have higher DR Verdungos. But man, every Verdungos I got was either low DR, corrupted, or I bricked it. So it is what it is. I found a lot of them too, but I don't know. Sometimes you just get weird RNG on that. That's just how it goes. You got double foul here because this costs 165 strength on swap, so that's just kind of a problem. Got a 5-0 CTA. Not using necessarily all my very best gear because, you know, I'd like to have it maybe just to show off some of my other characters in case we die on this character. But you'll see that we definitely have some pretty solid things for bossing at the very least. It would definitely suck to lose some of this gear, but it is what it is no matter what. Got the Druid Torch, you got the Annie, you got the Life Ellie Skillers, you got the Ellie Skillers, and you have the Life Small Charms, Life, and some Fire Res with some of those as well, because we were lacking it. Poison Res, not super important, but the minions can do some poison damage, so that's one thing. But all of his main damages, though, you got the Lightning Hose, you got the Lightning Hose that does a combination of DR, or physical damage and lightning, and it also can be blocked. Don't focus on the block frames, but we do have good DR and we have some lightning res, so that's kind of nice. And then we have the cold resistance and fire resistance, but we have the nature's piece. This is for cannot be frozen, which is mainly for getting hit by the initial cold novas. We'll see how that goes though. And we have DR there on the Raven Frost. But yeah, it's pretty good stuff overall, though. And got some life down there, and the mercenary is toast. Make sure to lock your equipment, and you're good to go. So, let's see what we can do here. You know, he's actually taking a lot of damage. Yeah, they dying pretty fast. Man, we actually have a shot at this with this build. Nah, I say that, but could make a mistake though. Volcano does a lot of damage. Okay. Oh shit. Oh god. Help! Not gonna lie. What the fuck was that? That lag? Oh shit. I don't know if we have enough potions. I'll try. Oh. Volcano does a lot of damage though. It does. Ah, no! Oh god. Hell! Oh god. I think we're gonna run out of potions. You're gonna run out of fucking potions, man. Oh fuck, I didn't kill the skeleton archer. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, we're dead. God dang it. Close though. I feel like maybe I took a little bit too much damage there from some things, but I did try to avoid it. I only had 3 juves remaining though. It really sucks, honestly. Dang, I made it to the very last phase too. I killed everything, but there's no way I was gonna kill him fast enough though before I ran out of juves. Ah, man. We didn't die though. We didn't die. Rip cube though. Damn. Well, you know what's funny about that is that even though that was definitely my closest attempt by far though, like the rabies druid and the summon druid didn't even get close. So with SSF gear on hardcore, we actually almost managed to do it. But I think with that, I think we're gonna leave future attempts for even harder tiers of Dclone and Rathma, potentially for future solo self-found sessions. I'm gonna have to take the L on that. However, we never actually died in any of these tier 1 attempts. Like I said, I also attempted it with rabies and the summon druid. Honestly, Volcano is solid. Like, Volcano does enough damage, along with Armageddon, to actually kill both the minions and Dclone pretty freaking fast. So, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think it's possible that, you know, we definitely may have wasted some juves. I think with slightly more optimized gameplay there, it's possible we could succeed. It is possible. I'm not sure though, but to be honest, looking at that though, I think I'd have to probably optimize a little bit too much. Like, what's interesting is if I maybe had just like 1+ skill corruption here, maybe could justify like maybe another fire facet somewhere or something, just a plus skill corruption here, and maybe we would have just enough damage to kill him quickly enough. And with slightly better gameplay and slightly better corruptions, the Volcano Druid could do it, even on SSF. So, is what it is. But GG everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the attempt at least. That was good. So here's some bonus content for you all. I didn't even stream it. I just recorded it on OBS here. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, you guys, especially people that are able to trade for their gear, are probably laughing. They're like, "Yeah, Volcano is really strong." I think Volcano, like seeing that, like I could see with like ultra optimized gear how maybe even tier 2 might be possible. Like it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. That went way better than the rabies or the summon druid ones did. Like I only got into like half. That one I was like getting pretty darn close. I don't think I would have made it till the very end, unfortunately. I think even though I got through all the Skelly waves and all of his Cold Nova waves, I think that very last moment there, where I only had 3 Juves, I think we were toast. Maybe some of you guys think in the comments, maybe I could have still tried it. I don't know. I don't think so. There's too much fire. There's too much everything. I think I would have drained. I think in any attempt, I mean, maybe some people might have wanted me to go down to the last Juve, but man, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we just maybe barely botched it, but it was interesting. It was interesting. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Dark Humility over and out. Let's get it.